In this video we're going to cover some of the ways you can repair your tent to extend the life of it. But before we start, and if you're not already a subscriber to our website yourcampingexpert.com, then you can get our free ebook Let's Go Camping by subscribing to our free newsletter. You can get it either by clicking the link in the description below this video if you're on YouTube, or by going to yourcampingexpert.com. If you're already on our site, you can go to the URL yourcampingexpert.com/subscribe/ to get it. You'll learn things like building a fire, choosing the right tent for you, how you can easily camp with kids, be safe and secure, and have fun while camping, and many more tips as well. It's all included in the ebook when you subscribe by going to yourcampingexpert.com/subscribe/. So on to the meat of the video. Knowing how to carry out a tent repair can help to increase the life of your tent. It can also help prevent you having an uncomfortable and/or wet night when you are away camping. There are a few things that can go wrong with your tent caused by the environment and weather that may need repairing. Common things that need fixing are tears and holes in the tent fabric, broken zips, leaks and broken poles. It takes some time to properly repair a tent, but it will make your trip more pleasant if you have the know-how and have the essential equipment in the form of a tent repair kit. Before you leave for your camping trip, especially if your tent has been in storage for a while, it is a good idea as part of your planning and preparation to put the tent up and repair it for any holes, warm seams and any other damage, and repair them before you leave. This saves the problem of waking up wet in the middle of the night. Alright, tears, holes, grommets, leaks and seam repairs. The materials you are going to need in a tent repair kit for a nylon tent are small scissors, sewing oil, grommet setter, needle and pins, grommets, wax thread, ripstop or nylon repair tape and seam sealer. They don't take up much space and can be put in a small bag and packed with your tent so it is at hand when you need it. To fix small tears or holes, put on plenty of repair tape on both sides of the rip or hole. Make sure you smooth out any wrinkles in the fabric of the tent and the tape, and the edges of the tape are properly affixed to prevent any snagging. Put seam sealer on the edges of both pieces of the tape to fully waterproof the repair. For large tears, the method of repair depends on where it is. If it is on a part of the tent that isn't pulled tight, you can use the method outlined above for repairing small tears, but use more pieces of tape, at least 1.5 inches longer than the tear, layering them up in a shingle effect to encourage the water to run off away from the hole. This should keep the tent secure for the remainder of your trip. When you return home, you can, if you wish, repair the tent by using tent fabric, especially if the repair is not sturdy enough. Saving the final repair until you get home gives you the time and space to make the process easier. Cut your tent fabric at least 3 inches wider in all directions of the tear and place on the outside surface of the tent. Turn the edges of the patch under by about 1 inch and pin in place. Using a needle and wax thread, use a top stitch just from the edge of the patch and sew all around the patch. Then, to give it more strength, again sew it around the tear inside the original stitching. Turn the tent over so you can see the repair from the other side. Trim the tear to make a narrow rectangle shape. Cut into the corners diagonally so that you can turn under 1 inch of the tent fabric. Next, sew this up as you did the other side. This will stop the tear from growing. Finish the repair by applying seam sealer to the edges on the outside. To stop leaks on the upper part of the tent or the fly, apply seam sealer when the tent is dry. If the floor is leaking, this is probably the result of a tear and can be repaired as described above. If the material around a grommet tears, you need to first cut out the grommet by using small scissors as close as possible to it. Next, affix the repair tape to cover the hole. Double up the tape to give it more strength. Using the needle and waxed thread, stitch the tape to the tent using a double stitch to secure tape to the tent. After the stitch, insert the grommet using the grommet setter. Finish up by applying seam sealer to the tape and grommet. Repairing a tent zipper. Materials needed: spare zip sliders for the zip. The letters on the bottom of it tell you the type and size you require. Needle and thread, beeswax or other lubricant, pliers, seam ripper. A faulty zip slider is usually the reason for why zips fail to work and come apart. First off, cut the zipper teeth and apply some beeswax or other form of lubricant. Next, gently squeeze the zip slider together using the pliers. Be careful, as too much pressure can damage the slider more. If this doesn't work, you will need to replace the zip slider. You can do this by unstitching the end of the zip, carefully removing the metal stopper and taking the old slipper off. Put on the new slider, making sure both sides of the zipper tape are lined up with each other. Sew up the end and you should all be set. Repairing broken tent poles. Requirements: duct tape, tent pole repair sleeve. Slide the repair sleeve over the broken pole until it is centered over the brake. Hold firmly in place and wrap the duct tape around the sleeve and pole, making sure the tape is affixed to both. This tends to be a quick process and you can quickly go back to what you were doing before this mishap. Branches and rocks, along with pulling your tent too tight, are the most common causes of tears and breakages in your tent, so avoid these if you can. These are normally accompanied by high winds, as the tent is not able to flex with it. As long as your tent is not in too bad a state, knowing how to repair a tent and the time spent on tent repair make for worthwhile investments. This is some of the useful things you can learn about at our site, and you can find a lot more at yourcampingexpert.com that will help make your next camping trip a success and much more fun. And I just want to let you know again that when you subscribe to our newsletter, you can now download our free ebook, Let's Go Camping, an Introduction to Camping. It's a 50-page ebook that you get straight away that goes through what you need to know about having fun and being safe when camping. You can get it at yourcampingexpert.com/subscribe/ or by clicking on the link below the video.